Chapter 1. The Brick That Built the Empire. Have you ever wanted to change your life, but felt overwhelmed by how much it takes? Picture this. A man stands in front of a massive wall. It stretches endlessly in both directions. He's holding a single brick, just one, and he thinks, what difference can this make? So he drops it, walks away, and the wall remains unfinished. Now imagine he places that brick, then another, day after day, week after week, year after year. And one day that wall becomes a fortress, a legacy, a monument to consistency. Because here's the truth, big things aren't built in bursts. They're built in layers. Let me tell you about Will Smith. He said, you don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest wall. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as I can. And you do that every single day. Have you ever tried to change everything at once and ended up changing nothing? Here's the truth. Consistency isn't sexy. It's not dramatic. It's not viral, but it's powerful. Think about Serena Williams. She didn't become a champion overnight. She practiced, she trained, she showed up on days she didn't feel like it. Let me tell you about Min. Min wanted to get fit. He bought the gear, joined the gym, went hard for a week, then stopped until one day he decided, I'll just walk 20 minutes a day. He did it every day, no excuses. And 6 months later, he didn't just lose weight, he gained discipline. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, what's one brick I can lay today? Because consistency isn't about doing everything. It's about doing something again and again. In Chapter 2, we'll explore how consistency beats motivation and why showing up matters more than feeling ready. Ready to build even when it's hard. Let's go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel to watch new videos every day. Chapter 2. Consistency beats motivation. The power of showing up. Have you ever waited to feel motivated and ended up waiting forever? Let's talk about motivation, not the kind that comes from a viral video. I mean the fleeting spark, the emotional high. The thing that says, I'll start when I feel ready. Because here's the truth. Motivation is a mood. Consistency is a mindset. Let me tell you about David Goggins. He's a former Navy SEAL, ultra-marathon runner, and author. He wakes up at 4 a.m., runs for hours, trains relentlessly, not because he's always motivated, but because he's disciplined. He said, motivation is crap. Motivation comes and goes. What you need is discipline. Have you ever skipped something important just because you didn't feel like it? Here's the truth. You don't need to feel ready. You need to show up. Think about Stephen King. He writes every single day. Even on holidays, even when he's tired, even when the words don't flow, he said, amateurs sit and wait for inspiration. The rest of us just get up and go to work. Let me tell you about Hai, who he wanted to learn guitar. He practiced once a week when he felt inspired. Progress was slow. Then he made a decision, 10 minutes a day, no excuses. He practiced daily, even when it was boring, even when he felt stuck. And now he plays with confidence, not because he had talent, but because he had consistency. So the next time you wait for motivation, ask yourself, what would happen if I showed up anyway? Because consistency isn't about feeling good. It's about doing good again and again. In Chapter 3, we'll explore how tiny habits create massive change and why small steps matter more than big intentions. Ready to shrink the goal and grow the progress? Let's go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel to watch new videos every day. Chapter 3. Tiny habits, massive impact, the magic of small steps. Have you ever set a huge goal and felt crushed before you even started? Let's talk about scale, not ambition. I mean the size of your steps. The way we think we need to leap when all we need is to walk. Because here's the truth. Big change doesn't come from big effort. It comes from small effort, repeated. Let me tell you about James Clear. He wrote Atomic Habits. He said, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. He taught us that 1% better every day becomes 37 times better in a year. Have you ever tried to overhaul your life overnight? Here's the truth. Radical change is built on tiny habits. Think about Jerry Seinfeld. He writes jokes every day. Not because he's always inspired, but because he made a rule. Don't break the chain. Let me tell you about Lan. Lan wanted to write a book. She kept waiting for a free weekend. It never came. Then she made a rule. Write 100 words a day. She did it every day, even when tired, even when uninspired. And 6 months later, she had a manuscript, not because she worked harder, but because she worked smaller, consistently. So the next time your goal feels too big, ask yourself, what's the tiniest version of this I can do today? Because small steps aren't weak, they're wise. In Chapter 4, we'll explore how consistency builds identity and why who you become matters more than what you achieve. Ready to shift from doing to becoming? Let's go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel to watch new videos every day. Chapter 4, Becoming Through Repetition, How Consistency Shapes Identity. Have you ever surprised yourself by becoming someone you didn't think you could be? Let's talk about identity, not labels, not titles. I mean the quiet truth of who you are when no one's watching. Because here's the truth, you don't become confident by thinking, you become confident by doing consistently. Let me tell you about James Clear again. He said, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. So if you write every day, you're a writer. If you run every day, you're a runner. If you show up every day, you're becoming unstoppable. Have you ever doubted your ability until you look back and saw how far you'd come? Here's the truth. Consistency isn't just about results. It's about identity. Think about Kobe Bryant. He didn't just train harder. He trained longer. He trained smarter. He said, I have nothing in common with lazy people who blame others for their lack of success. He became the Mamba, not by talent alone, but by repetition. Let me tell you about Thao. Thao wanted to be a speaker, but she was shy. She stumbled over words. She doubted herself. So she practiced one video a week, one speech a month, one podcast a quarter, and now she speaks with fire, not because she was born confident, but because she became it through consistency. So the next time you wonder who you are, ask yourself, what do I do consistently? Because your habits don't just shape your day, they shape your destiny. In Chapter 5, we'll explore how consistency builds trust and why reliability is the foundation of every strong relationship. Ready to become someone others can count on? Let's go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel to watch new videos every day. Chapter 5, Trust Through Repetition, Why Reliability Builds Relationships. Have you ever trusted someone simply because they always showed up? Let's talk about trust, not just honesty. I mean reliability. The kind that says you can count on me. I'll be there. I won't disappear when it gets hard. Because here's the truth. Consistency builds trust in business, in love, in leadership. Let me tell you about Randy Rock Johnson. He's not just a movie star. He's a brand. Why? Because he shows up. He trains daily. He posts daily. He delivers film after film, project after project. He said, success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. Have you ever felt let down by someone who only showed up when it was convenient? Here's the truth. People don't trust perfection. They trust consistency. Think about Barack Obama. Whether you agree with his politics or not, he was known for calm, steady leadership. He showed up. He listened. He responded. Let me tell you about Duong. Duong was a manager, not flashy, not loud, but every Monday morning, he checked in with his team. Every Friday, he gave feedback. Every deadline, he delivered. And his team, they followed him, not because he was charismatic, but because he was consistent. So the next time you want to build trust, ask yourself, am I showing up even when no one's watching? Because consistency isn't just a habit, it's a promise. In Chapter 6, we'll explore how consistency creates momentum and why progress compounds when you refuse to quit. Ready to turn effort into acceleration? Let's go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel to watch new videos every day. Chapter 6, Momentum Through Consistency, Turning Effort into Acceleration. Have you ever felt stuck, even though you were trying? Let's talk about momentum, not motivation, not intensity. I mean the quiet force that builds when you keep going. The energy that multiplies, the rhythm that compounds. Because here's the truth, Consistency creates momentum. Momentum creates progress. Progress creates belief. Let me tell you about Tony Robbins. He said, "It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently." He built an empire, not by doing everything at once, but by doing something every day. Have you ever felt like your effort wasn't paying off? Here's the truth. Progress is invisible until it's undeniable. Think about compound interest. You don't see it at first. It's slow, it's quiet, but then it explodes. Let me tell you about Din. Vân wanted to grow her online business. She posted daily, engaged weekly, improved monthly. At first, crickets. Then, one viral post, one big client, one breakthrough, and suddenly, momentum, not because she got lucky, but because she stayed consistent. So the next time you feel stuck, ask yourself, am I building momentum or waiting for magic? Because consistency isn't just movement, it's multiplication. In Chapter 7, we'll explore how consistency protects your goals and why discipline is your shield against distraction. Ready to stay focused in a noisy world? Let's go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel to watch new videos every day. Chapter 7, Discipline as a Shield, Staying Consistent in a Distracted World. Have you ever started strong and then got pulled in every direction? Let's talk about distraction, not laziness. I mean the noise, the endless notifications, the shiny new ideas, the voice that says, let's do something easier, let's switch goals, let's scroll for 5 minutes. Because here's the truth, consistency isn't just about effort, it's about protection. Let me tell you about Ryan Holiday. He's a best-selling author and stoic thinker. He writes daily, reads daily, protects his mornings like sacred ground. He said, discipline is destiny. Have you ever lost momentum because you let distraction win? Here's the truth. Distraction doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be consistent enough to break yours. Think about Simone Biles. She trains with laser focus. She blocks out noise. She said, I'm not the next Usain Bolt or Michael Phelps. I'm the first Simone Biles. Let me tell you about Coy. Coy wanted to build a startup. He had a plan, but every week, a new idea, a new pivot, a new distraction, until he made a rule, one goal, one focus, 1 year. He stuck to it, and now his startup is thriving. Not because he had the best idea, but because he protected it. So the next time you feel pulled away, ask yourself, is this helping me stay consistent or pulling me off course? Because discipline isn't punishment, it's protection. In Chapter 8, we'll explore how consistency survives setbacks and why resilience is built one repeat at a time. Ready to stay steady when life shakes you? Let's go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel to watch new videos every day. Chapter 8, Resilience through Repetition, Staying Consistent when life gets hard. Have you ever wanted to quit even though you were so close? Let's talk about setbacks, not just failure. I mean the moments that shake you. The days when nothing works, the weeks when progress disappears. The voice that says, why bother? This isn't working. I'm tired. Because here's the truth. Consistency isn't tested in comfort. It's tested in chaos. Let me tell you about Angela Duckworth. She wrote Grit. She studied high achievers. She found that talent wasn't the key. Effort wasn't enough. It was grit, passion, and perseverance over time. She said, consistency of effort over the long run is everything. Have you ever stopped something you love because it got hard? Here's the truth. The breakthrough often comes right after the breakdown. Think about Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times. He said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Let me tell you about Anne. Anne was building a blog. She posted weekly. She got no traction. She felt invisible, but she kept writing, kept refining, kept showing up. And one day, one post went viral. Her audience grew. Her confidence soared. Not because she was lucky, but because she didn't quit. So the next time life shakes you, ask yourself, can I show up, especially today? Because consistency in hard times is what separates the dreamers from the doers. In Chapter 9, we'll explore how consistency creates legacy and why the quiet daily effort becomes the loudest echo in time. Ready to leave a mark that lasts? Let's go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel to watch new videos every day. Chapter 9, Legacy in the Layers. How consistency echoes through time. What if your quiet daily effort became the loudest thing you leave behind? Let's talk about legacy, not fame, not fortune. I mean the impact that lasts, the ripple effect, the story people tell when you're no longer in the room. Because here's the truth, consistency is invisible now, but unforgettable later. Let me tell you about Maya Angelou. She wrote, she spoke, she taught, she showed up again and again. She said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And how did she make people feel? Seen, heard, empowered. Have you ever wondered if your daily effort even matters? Here's the truth. Legacy isn't built in one moment. It's built in a million quiet ones. Think about Mr. Rogers. He hosted a children's show for decades. Gentle, kind, consistent, he said. The greatest gift you ever give is your honest self. Let me tell you about Tu. Tu was a teacher, not famous, not flashy, but every day he showed up, prepared, present. Years later, his students became leaders, and they said, he believed in me every single day. So the next time you wonder if it's worth it, ask yourself, what will my consistency say when I'm no longer here? Because legacy isn't loud, it's lasting. In Chapter 10, we'll bring it all together and explore how consistency becomes a lifestyle, not a task. Ready to live with rhythm, purpose, and quiet power. Let's finish strong. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel to watch new videos every day. Chapter 10, Living the Rhythm, Making Consistency a Way of Life. What if consistency wasn't something you did, but something you became? Let's talk about lifestyle, not routines, not productivity hacks. I mean the rhythm of your life, the quiet pulse, the daily beat, the way you move through the world with intention. Because here's the truth, consistency isn't a tactic. It's a truth, it's a way of being. Let me tell you about Michelle Obama. She didn't just advocate for health, education, and leadership. She lived it. She showed up. She stayed grounded. She said success isn't about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in people's lives. And how does she make that difference? One day at a time. Have you ever treated consistency like a temporary tool? Here's the truth. It's not a sprint. It's not even a marathon. It's a lifestyle. Think about monks, athletes, artists. They don't just practice. They embody. Let me tell you about you. Yes, you, Kelvin. You've read every chapter. You've laid bricks. You've shown up without motivation. You've built tiny habits. You've shaped your identity. You've earned trust. You've created momentum. You've endured setbacks. You've built legacy. And now you're ready to live it. So the next time life gets noisy, ask yourself, what does consistency look like today? Then do that, because the art of consistency is the art of becoming.